Hello YouTube. I've been meaning to make a video like this for a while now, but basically there has been some confusion over my I'm Not a Christian video, the motives behind it, the purpose behind it, the meaning behind it. And I've sort of explained it to a certain extent in the comment section, but for things like this, I'd much rather just talk about them than try to write out a comment that encompasses everything that I'd like to say. So, the reason why I made the video, it wasn't to say, oh, I'm ashamed of myself and so I need to not call myself a Christian or whatever because I'm not living up to standards or what have you. That's really not what it's about. It's not about legalism or anything of that nature. But what it's really about is the fact that people should see the light of Christ coming out of us and through us. If I have to introduce myself to you as a Christian, then I'm not doing my job. And what I mean by that is, if you can't look at me and see something different and say, what is that? Even if you can't properly articulate it, something in me should stop you. Something in me should pause you, especially as a person who is not a believer. Now, as a believer, someone should look at me and automatically know that I'm a Christian. And I shouldn't have to, hold up my membership card or what have you. And I feel like a lot of times people use the word Christian as a membership card of sorts. People put it on their Twitters, on their Facebooks, on their MySpaces, if people still use those. They make sure that everyone knows that they're a Christian or what denomination they are, but their lives don't really reflect it. If I'm doing the exact same things as you, how can I then say I'm a Christian? If Christ would not be in the club grinding, if Christ would not be cursing left and right, if Christ would not be doing these things, but I'm doing these things and I call myself a Christian, what does that tell people? Especially people who have never gone to church, who've never really heard about Christ, who've never heard the gospel. To them, they're like, why would I want to serve a God who's just like me or who's worse than me in some cases? So I just really think that we should be careful about throwing around the word Christian. And if we don't plan on living up to what it means to be a follower of Christ, then we should not use that term. So it was basically as a challenge to believers. The video that I created, that was the whole purpose of it. It was supposed to be a challenge to believers to really think about what we do and our actions, and if we really want to misrepresent Christ. Now, if I can't bring anything to the table that'll counteract the false Christianity, if I'm not, stepping up in my game, making sure that I'm doing everything that's right, and here's the thing, so many people think that we have to be righteous to justify ourselves. Christ's righteousness justifies us. Our works are important not because of how God will look at us, but because of how other people will look at us. Non-believers or people who think that they're believers, but they've been deceived or they've deceived themselves. If we show forth the works of Christ, then people will get to know who Christ is. People who don't yet have that relationship, or people who don't have that knowledge of him. I should be able to articulate to you who Christ is without words. I should be able to go up to someone who does not speak the English language and show them the love of Christ. And they should be able to see something different in me, even if we have a language barrier. So I really want believers to think about that. And I really want us to be, concerned about how we portray Christ, because that's essentially what we're here to do. So with that being said, take care and God bless until next time.